if like you were a gigolo and you
Right.
just like you were trying to meet some girls, and then all of a sudden this woman with massive feet, and you had to massage them.
Golly.
Oh boy.
Oh, Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah,
Sam. Now that you've pointed it out to me,
But it was the greatest moment of his life. Yes. Did he say the greatest moment of his life or the funniest moment?
funniest or greatest?
The funniest thing he's ever seen in his
Funniest thing
life.
he's ever seen.
Wow.
And by the way, Rob, he's like, yeah, it was a big foot. It was like Shaquille O'Neal plus. And he just ran out of steam on the foot.
Plus something, an inch.
Plus something.
Plus a couple.
Which would make it bigger.
Yeah.
Cocktail Franks, I guess. All right, one more clip from Nancy and Chris before maybe we just do no more today.
What?
Although on the way we could get into the mantyhose.
I had to hear that.
I gotta know what mantyhose are.
I can only imagine.
Oh.
Hey guys, the naked cowboy gets arrested. Nancy makes a hilarious underpants joke.
Yeah, she kind of goes. You know how we try to find a different angle to go with a news story to make it funny?
Well,
she does it the same thing.
Nice.
Except what she does is take a funny story and she makes it news. Stupid.
By the way, for the people that keep track at home, we would never have Rob Schneider on our show. There's nothing there.
Didn't we have him on once?
Well, we would never have him again.
We can't get him.
I don't know. Have we? I swear to God,
I thought we did a phoner with him.
I would
at one point.
swear that we never had Rob Schneider on this show.
He's like a god.
I thought we did a phoner with him once, and
that was memorable.
I remember it being, and we were ragging him about like his movies, and he was just kind of, well, whatever.
We really had him on.
I'm having a hallucination.
Oh my God! All right, well, here's the naked cowboy thing with Nancy making a really hilarious underpants joke.
New York City's famous naked cowboy was due in a San Francisco court yesterday. He was arrested in San Francisco for singing in his underpants. Now, what I mean by that is that he's wearing underpants while he's singing. He's not holding up a pair of his own underpants and singing into them.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Oh, God, that's funny because
instead of a microphone.
Right, well, they wouldn't arrest you for that. They wouldn't be able to hear you. They'd probably just say you're muffled.
Yeah, you're singing into underwear.
Yeah.
You're not under arrest. Don't worry.
I hope she's arrested for singing into a hanky that has chloroform on it. Like The Vanishing. She wakes up in a coffin somewhere. Jeff Bridges laughing.
Wow. Oh, she's good.
Yeah.
So
what can I tell you, Sam? She's good.
Sometimes you got to give it to these guys.
I would. Send them an application.
Maybe I will.
We're holding you back. You should be on the Nancy and Chris show, my friend.
I could be the next Frodo.
Who's Frodo? Have we even heard from him yet?
Did we hear from him at all?
What does he do?
You'll hear from him. He's on
after
here.
the break.
Yeah.
All right, after the break, we'll continue with Jocktober with the Nancy and Chris show. They're on one of the many, 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 many mix stations across America. The mix station out of Tampa Bay. Same logo and everything as all the other mix stations. Of course.
I don't want to continue with them.
All right, maybe we won't. Opie and Anthony. Got to get right back into Jocktober. We love this bit. Focusing the light on our industry. Are we part of this industry yet?
Yeah, unfortunately.
We are, right?
Yeah.
Well, today we're looking at a show called Nancy and Chris out of Tampa Bay, Florida. They're on one of those mix stations. Every town has a mix station.
Yeah.
Nothing special. Nancy and Chris with Frodo and Juno.
Yeah.
And on the way, we get to find out what the mantyhose is all about.
Mantyhose.
We're learning more about Nancy, and wow. Wow.
Gotta love Nancy.
Nancy likes her drink.
Likes getting her drink on.
She likes to get her drink on. Yes. What site is this from? She tried out to be Kelly on Regis and Kelly.
I guess so.
When Kathy Lee left, they were flying in broads from all over America, and this Nancy broad was flown in, but she didn't get the gig.
What's that I smell on your breath? Is that rum or whiskey?
Apparently, let's see. Nancy had a couple of incidents. She pleaded no contest to charges of driving under the influence after she drove off Interstate 275 into a road construction area. She registered a blood alcohol content of 0.183%. More than twice the level at which a driver is presumed impaired.
Wait, how effed up are you with a 0.183? Like 0.9, they'll get you, right?
Yeah, it's double, right? Yeah.
I mean 0.09. Excuse me.
Well, that was back in 2002, so apparently she learned her lesson. On May 31st, 2004, she was cited for careless driving, leaving the scene of an accident in St. Petersburg, in which she left the scene and initially denied her involvement at the collision, blaming her sister. Police reports that the investigating officer could smell alcohol on her breath, but Alexander said she had a glass of wine after the incident because she was scared.
Oh, she's got the worst excuses.
Yeah. Where did she have the glass of wine? On the shoulder of the road? Yeah. What if she was wearing one of those wine hats, but it was like a beer hat with wine glasses? I sipped it after the accident.
Oh, well, she likes her beverage, perhaps.
Can you get out of stuff like that by saying it? If you could run away from the accident and then say, hey, I went to a bar because I was freaked out.
If your sister's sober and wants to vouch that she was driving, what's a cop going to do?
But there are ways for drunk driving where they've actually outlawed the defense in certain places where you could, if a guy tested a certain blood alcohol level, because the alcohol takes a while to get through your system, they would say, no, he drank that at a certain amount of hours before. There was some slick thing defense lawyers were using. I'm giving it a terrible explanation.
Really?
Yeah, but they said you're no longer allowed to use that.
All right.
Well,
that was not helpful at all to anyone.
That's all right, though. We're going to get right back to the audio. Nancy and Chris, our featured show for this fine Jocktober 28th, 2008. See, I said Jocktober 28th.
Yeah.
Just kind of...
It's almost done.
Yeah. We did the Naked Cowboy. I don't even remember. We did, right?
Yeah, it made an underpants joke. It was very funny.
Yeah, it was really good.
Very funny.
It really wasn't memorable. The gang talks to Frodo. Finally, we get to hear who Frodo is, Ant.
Yeah.
About his housewarming gifts. He moved into a house recently?
Well, that's kind of the gag. He didn't move into a house. He's just throwing a housewarming party to get some gifts.
Don't give away his jokes.
Crazy.
What are you doing? This guy's good.
Nancy once again displays her undying wit.
Yes.
You're the worst.
Her undying wit.
More audio of Nancy and Chris.
He is registered at Target for housewarming gifts.
I love that idea. Because guess who's getting ready to move into their new house this Friday? I am. Come on.
Did you wish for a house while you're at it? To warm?
They didn't have that on the menu. I know I don't have a house yet.
Therein lies the scam. You're doing a housewarming, you're filling out the paperwork and getting the party ready, and everyone can go buy gifts.
Why not?
But you don't have a house.
I had a pool boy 5 years before I had a pool.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh,
Is that so she could have sex with him?
I think so.
Is that what she meant?
Is there anything worse than an edgy broad on the radio? It's so uncomfortable. I had a pool boy 5 years before I had a pool.
Was she Lou Costello?
Lou Costello. Oh, poor Lou. Fill it in. Fill it in, Abbott. The kid
He's swimming face.
He's doing the dead man float. The dead boy float.
Well, that was some undying wit. You were right, Sam.
Yeah, the pool boy thing.
Yeah, that was terrific. She really, well, at least she's trying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The other guy is like Captain Obvious. He's a hole.
He just loves Rob Schneider movies.
Like we
all.
got what Frodo was doing, but just in case Chris had to make sure.
That's
Yeah.
the
You
scam.
see, what he's doing is, yeah, I know. That was very obvious in the setup
Yes.
before you piped in.
That's Chris.
The gang does material on Mannyhose, Ed. Here it is, Mannyhose.
Here's the big reveal. What is Mannyhose?
And the broad who isn't Nancy gets a good line in.
Yeah.
Who's the broad that's not Nancy? Juno?
I guess it must be Juno.
Was she always Juno, or did she change her name because that movie was popular for a few weeks?
Might have been the movie thing, but I'm not sure. She looks young.
She's a racist. She spells it JEW-NO.
It's apparently some new fashion thing that's sweeping Australia. Mm-hmm. They're called mantyhose. I love
Mantyhose.
Why the Batman? Why the Batman?
What?
Why the Batman thing?
I don't know. I was listening and I was trying to figure it out, and I don't know.
I think I know.
Yeah.
Because Batman wore leggings. Maybe it's to imply that they're the same things that Batman wore.
It's apparently some new fashion thing that's sweeping Australia.